our project, together with WWF and the Innovation for Impact Network, we try to scale innovation in mission-driven organizations. These are organizations that try to bring social change. A problem they are facing is that although they run a lot of pilots that are successful, they are not able to scale these ideas across organizations, cultures, geographies. So we are going to, by adopting a mixed methods approach, by applying data-driven methods, but also by doing qualitative research, we are going to build tools and processes so they can measure innovation, define success, and be able to adapt it and adopt it in new scenarios.
So Europe and the world faces a massive challenge when you decarbonize industries. So when you try to reduce emissions, a lot of the job profiles will change. So you might need more jobs in one area and less in another. For instance, if you think of a car mechanic, we'll use less car mechanics if we have more electric vehicles. So this project investigates how these changes take part or occur and who basically benefits and who might need support.
So my project is set in Vietnam, and we're trying to address two interrelated problems. So one is essentially aging or the demographic transition, and the other one is climate change. Because we see in Vietnam that there's a rapidly aging population on the one hand, but also Vietnam is one of the countries that is most affected by climate change. And in Vietnam, what we see, especially when it comes to agriculture, we see that it's mostly elderly farmers that work still on the agriculture. And agriculture is one sector that emits the largest amount of emissions, of carbon emissions. And so the idea, or what we try to do, is together with a local NGO and with the Vietnam Organization for Better Aging, we work together with local community groups, which are so-called intergenerational self-help clubs. And the idea is, with the form of an RCT, to essentially provide capacity building interventions and training mechanisms for these farmers to engage in bamboo farming cultivation and in biochar production. So essentially biochar means they're using the residuals that they usually burn on the field, which also emits a large amount of carbon, and instead of burning it, they use it to produce biochar. And this biochar then essentially sequesters carbon, so stores it in the earth, and therefore is not emitted to the surface or to the environment. And at the same time, this biochar can also be used as fertilizer, and it can be sold in the market, and also it can be traded when it comes to carbon credits. So Vietnam is just establishing a carbon credit market in the national in the country. So therefore, the idea is also to get certified for these type of projects, and then increase incomes for these local farmers, for these elderly farmers, by being integrated in this carbon market. And therefore the aim is to address essentially income in an aging society, because also elderly people need to work more and need to work longer because of this demographic transition, but at the same time making these elderly farmers also climate change agents, and not only see them as like being the most affected by climate change, but actually being active contributors to climate change mitigation.
So in this transformation, we have two challenges. One is that people who are working in jobs which might be less in demand when we decarbonize, so think of coal industries or heavily polluting industries, these people need to retrain. So we need to offer them a pathway into another job that pays well and that is well regarded in society. And the other challenge we're facing is we're having a lot of new firms that have new business models, new products for a decarbonized world, and they seek skilled people to basically work for these companies. And yet we don't have enough people with these skills. So we face kind of two skill gaps, and the project is addressing both. So ideally, we'll have people better equipped to participate in the jobs that are upcoming in the next 10 years in this transition.
After 4 years, our goal is the platforms to have an AI-driven platform that analyzes information and allows them to assess what successful innovation is. They would have templates and processes they can use to actually start new projects or think about how to decide which projects to deploy where, as well as have their innovation teams educated based on the generated knowledge of the project in order to diffuse the knowledge in their organizations.
So after 4 years, we hope that the 70 groups that we will work with in Vietnam, that they have successfully started their economic engagement in bamboo production or bamboo cultivation and biochar production. And thereby the overarching idea is that we change the narrative from elderly population or elderly farmers as being those affected by climate change to actively become active agents against climate change.